It says we're alive.
Yeah, it lies. Y'all may have noticed Jim got prettier.
I don't know about that.
I do. All right,
Uh,
let's see here.
Jim is away visiting with family, which we 100% support, even if it means I have to be in front of the camera.
If you would like to keep the heat running, because damn, donate here. My fig tree is hating life. So is my left hip thing.
It's called dormant for winter. It's normal for all the leaves to fall off the trees at this time of year. I realize that being from Africa, that's foreign, but yes.
Leaves don't fall off trees. If you like coffee, and by God, we have hit the coffee today.
Yes.
King Harv's Imperial Coffees at www.kingharv.com. Great coffees.
Yes.
Buy
yes.
the Troublemaker blend. You won't regret it.
We've been currently drinking the Blanket Fort blend at home, and it's been really nice.
Among the Leaves Tees, if you need snarky t-shirts, he has snarky t-shirts. tinyurl.com. Among the Leaves Tees. Again, for the coffee and t-shirts, be sure you let them know you heard about it from us.
Yes, yes. I mean, we're not being paid to sponsor, but we are being bribed in coffee.
Yes.
And
we're getting paid. My coffee maker says we're being paid.
I made the mistake a while back of ordering from a different small coffee maker that came to my attention on X. And stop me if I ranted about this particular order.
Go right ahead.
I ordered 2 pounds of coffee. And I kind of bracketed what they were. One, I ordered because it was Swamp Fox, and I was just like, that.
Oh, that sounds
yeah,
good.
That was like, oh, that's cool.
It's not Foxen?
No, Swamp Fox, as
Swamp
in,
Fox, okay.
Oh gosh, Marion, what's his name?
Yeah.
My brain just.
It happens.
And the other one was a light honey blonde roast. Swamp Fox, I will recommend if you're fans of Starbucks coffee.
Charbucks?
Yes, dark, bitter, and burnt.
And there's a whole different rant right there.
Oh, yes. And then, but the other problem was, so I had gotten the light honey blonde roast, thinking it would be interesting to try a light roast, see how that came out. My husband described it as colored water. It had nothing. I've set it aside to try using it in my cold brew setup because that gets so concentrated that I think it will have some flavor. It's worth trying before I just chuck most of a pound of coffee anyway. But so I have regretted and repented having strayed from King Harv's, and we'll probably do so again just because I like to experiment. But King Harv's coffee is always reliable. That's the great thing is if he says in his descriptions it's going to taste like something.
Yeah.
All the little notes that he's got, it does taste like that. You might have to have it black to try and hit all the notes. Because I will put, I put that Cafe Hawaj that you gave me in. I put chocolate in mine.
Rita found that and said, Cedar needs this. Okay.
Cedar did need that.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Hawaj is their dedicated coffee spices from North Africa.
Very, very nice, especially at this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Adds a nice little warming note to the coffee.
Oh, yeah.
If you like chai tea, it's like chai coffee. It's got the same spiced kind of blend. So, yeah, sadly, coffee roasting is twitchy.
Yeah, and it's a science.
Exactly. Well, I think there's as much art going on there as there is science. It's like baking. If you follow all the directions, you can probably get it right. It's when you start trying to nerf the recipe a bit that you're going to run into trouble.
Light roast. Rita bought a light roast one time. Mm-hmm. I've always drunk medium or dark.
Yeah.
Medium and medium dark are my favorites. Rita bought a light roast to try. And when Rita is feeling negative, she makes cat noises. And so I asked her how her coffee was, and she went, okay. And I mixed it into a 2-pound bag of King Harv's. Just mixed it. So I wanted to throw it away, Scottish. So I just mixed it in.
Right. And that, that might be what happens with the blonde roast, but I have found with my cold brew that it really focuses and concentrates the flavor because I'm letting it soak overnight. So it's pulling everything out of the beans. Which is why with my regular beans, I have to blend them half and half with decaf, because otherwise it's a little much.
Brown sadness water. But my rant is, A dark roast is not burnt.
No, it shouldn't be.
Dark roast beans, coffee beans, are not burnt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell Charbucks is thinking, but there's an entire generation that believes that Charbucks has good coffee, which I has a sad.
Mm-hmm.
QT, gas station, truck stop gas station here in Texas, actually has the only decent dark roast I've ever gotten at a truck stop or coffee place. And they've got a machine that grinds it before it brews it for you. And it's their Vienna. And a dark roast has no burned notes to it at all. What the hell Charbucks was thinking? But there's no burnt notes.
Yeah.
There's no charcoal in a dark roast coffee.
Rick says, let's see. Can I put this on that? No, I can't. Can I?
I don't know.
No, with StreamYard, I can actually
Right.
put it on the screen.
I was
I was going to say, Rick says coffee is consistent, not good. You get the same swill from every store. I think he's talking about Starbucks.
Starbucks, yeah.
Yeah, fast food coffee.
Star Dollar is what he's.
I would actually say that if I were out and had to go get coffee from a chain, I would hit McDonald's before I hit Starbucks. And in fact, I have. Because McDonald's coffee is unexceptionable.
Rita will drink McDonald's iced coffee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
Iced coffee is an abomination to nugget. But we've got four lovely local guys.
Yes.
Well, 3 of them are local, and we have 4 local coffee shops. The Duck, which roasts its own.
It does roast its own,
and
I'm probably going to buy
doing.
a couple of pounds from them too.
And they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
We've got Hook and Ladder.
I haven't tried them.
A bunch of retired firemen with a coffee roaster, and they do coffee in the morning and wine at night. So, 8th Street Coffee House buys, and Frank and Joe's buy fresh roasted coffee from.
Ooh, Frank and Joe's does a Texas mocha that has chili infused in it.
Oh, that's so cool. It's chili and crack.
I may have to go by and get a Frank. Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah, Frank and Joe's Texas mocha has chili powder and crack in it. It's just woo.
I have seen HTO. I have not gone into one.
HTO is an Amarillo chain.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's an Amarillo chain, and they are glorious.
Arcade is down in Central Texas, so it's just moved into her area.
Their unsweet Georgia peach is chef's kiss.
Oh, I may have to try that.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned Caribou for a chain coffee. I'm pretty sure we don't have those anywhere around us. I don't think I've seen that name before.
We've got Charbucks, and I think that we do have a chain.
Arcade, the big chunk in the middle.
What?
She says not Central Texas, the Hill Country, which is specific geographical thing.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
We actually do have a regional chain called White Buffalo Coffee Company, and their coffee is exceptional. They're out of Lawton, I think, and their coffee is actually exceptional. Unfortunately, I have to go over by the base to get it.
Well, we are there occasionally for VA appointments, so I'll have to look that up. Although when we're there, I've usually already coffeed myself out, and then I'm ready to not. Because after a certain point in the day, I can no longer do too much caffeine.
Here recently, since 2020, I've been drinking coffee all day long. But prior to 2020, I didn't do that. I had a strict rule: coffee until noon, and then tea afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having to go back to the tea afternoon.
Yeah, I've been doing tea. So my writing office, my studio in the house, is in the north corner of the house, and I'm probably going to have to go up in the attic and take a look at our heating ducts because I don't think I'm getting any.
Oh.
So
have you checked to see if the vent is actually open?
I think it is. I will double check that before I go climbing up to poke at the ducting. But my office is very cold, which means that writing with cold hands becomes achy hands. So tea to snuggle warm hands up, write, snuggle warm hands up, is pretty much going to be a continuous through the winter. So
there's a Facebook was actually good for something, and they ran an ad on my wall for August uncommon teas. And I thought, what the hell got their low country tea? I'm not a big fan of teas with extra stuff. Rita loves like Lady Grey and Earl Grey, and she loves the teas with extra stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they were running a special on something called Low Country, and it said bourbon notes. So of course I jumped on that with a quickness. Their August Uncommon Teas Low Country blend, it's flavored and it is exceptional. Just big fan of that. I just ordered a big load of it. So
yes, there are electric heating fingerless gloves. My mother gave me a pair. They are somewhere in storage because I didn't think I was going to need them in Texas. I was wrong. I will happily admit when I've been wrong.
I don't know what to tell you.
So, speaking of clothing, you had a clothing rant.
I do have a clothing rant.
I thought I would steer us off the coffee.
As a matter of fact, I brought the offending article with me today.
Show and tell, even.
Yes. Wrangler has always been, or was, the brand for the working cowboy. The Pro Rodeo Cowboy, PRCA, Pro Rodeo Cowboy Association, has been associated with Wrangler for decades. Matter of fact, their 13 NWC is the official gene of bull riders. Anyway, one of the last articles of clothing my father bought was a Wrangler short denim jacket with a Sherpa lining. He would have bought it in the late 70s or early 80s prior to him dying.
Yeah.
And my father was somewhat shorter than I am, but built like a friggin' tank. Mom used to talk about his shoulders walking into a room. So when I went to Amarillo and experienced my first ever, honest to God, blizzard, and I didn't have any Army Arctic wear, yeah, I jumped in the closet and grabbed Dad's old Wrangler thinking, well, I'll pad it out with sweatshirts and it'll be fine. And I was quite thrilled to find out it fit me perfectly. I wore that jacket on duty as a deputy sheriff, out riding the range, doing day work for ranches, throughout winters until it finally just fell apart. The slash pockets were lovely. I could take leather, thin slate lined gloves in a fist and cram them into my pockets, and my hands would be warm. The chest pockets were actually big enough to do stuff with, put stuff in. So we're coming up on what looks to be a promising winter. He says that with a great deal of sarcasm. And I saw a Wrangler jacket for sale, short denim jacket for sale at our local redneck Walmart, aka Atwood's. Wasn't very expensive. It was like $40. It wasn't Sherpa lined, which is my preference. It's blanket lined, which I thought, the hell, it'll work.
Little lighter, but yeah. Well, Sherpa, the one you're describing was probably actual fleece, sheep's wool.
Oh, it sure felt like it. It was warm as hell.
Finding a jacket like that these days is, they may exist, but they're going to be really difficult to find, and you're certainly not going to find them. Yeah.
So I bought this jacket. Hang on a second. Said offending jacket. The blanket.
Hamilton's moving to a safe distance. Oh, that's rough.
The blanket is
I felt softer corn cobs.
Sandpaper.
The part and I are staying over here.
The part that annoys me is coming up. You see that pocket? Pocket right here?
It goes to the stitching and that's it?
That's it.
Yeah, somebody was saying that the pockets are too shallow.
I can barely fit a fist in there, and I'm not wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Okay,
wow.
These pockets will hold 5 business cards because they're that wide. They are barely 2 fingers deep. Okay. I do not mind that idiot Yellowstone show that numbnuts put all over the drag chicken channel or whatever the hell it is. I do not mind everybody deciding that Western is chic. Okay, whatever. Stop hippifying my Wranglers and my Carhartts. Have you been to the Wrangler webpage?
I haven't recently. I bought Sanford several pairs of jeans because his favorite. You navigate. I'll talk. Sanford's favorite pair of Levi's in the cut style, whatever he liked, were no longer being produced, and he's particular, which is understandable. So I went hunting for pants that he would wear and that he liked. And I actually ordered, I think, like 6 pairs of different things off Amazon on there when they were doing the have them shipped to you, try them on, send back what doesn't work. And the ones that he really, really liked, and they were very nice, were the cowboy style Wranglers, which are not the same Wranglers as you can buy in Walmart. Totally different fabric, much heavier, much sturdier, original type denim. And so we wound up with 3 or 4 pairs of those for him. And because he'd lost a bunch of weight, he had to replace like all of his jeans at once. So it was interesting to see that even inside Wrangler's brand, they were already having a large variation in quality. And it really depended where you were getting your Wranglers. Because if you buy your Wranglers just at your local Walmart, they are not great. But if you go looking for, or at least this is true a couple of years ago, which was when I did this for Sanford, you can still find the good ones. You just have to look hard.
If you are selling a Western brand evoking cowboys, feed your friggin' cowboys a sandwich. That guy's never punched cattle in his life.
That guy's never punched anything in his life.
He's gotten punched.
Remember when we were talking about cozy face punching?
It wasn't cozy. Feed him a sandwich and have him do some squats, for God's sake.
Honestly, that's been the complaint about models for quite a while now.
No kidding.
Male or female, they need a
when
sandwich.
Did male models turn in? When did 12-year-old girls become the image for a male model?
Back in the 1970s. But that's a whole other rant. So yeah, Sanford still has a pair of Levi's. They're actually a polyester twill, and not the obnoxious kind of polyester, but they're literally older than I am, and they still fit him. One of the seams has given out, and I need to restitch it. But that's the thread literally went after 45 years.
Well, I wore that original. Actually, this was the late 70s, maybe early 80s. I wore that jacket on patrol, during the winter. I lived in that jacket. If I was patrolling, I wore it. If I was doing drug raids, I wore it. When I was doing day work for beer money, I wore it. I've fallen off of horses in it. I've wrestled idiots in canyons in it. I've gone through houses way too quick with a rifle with it. And the damn thing finally fell apart after about 12 years of loving abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I get that thing.
Yeah. I grew up with Carhartts too.
Yeah.
And Carhartt, and particularly in Alaska, Carhartt coveralls were the thing. You really wanted your Carhartt coveralls. Of course, you stuffed layers under it and sometimes over it, depending on just how far below zero it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have a Carhartt jacket that we picked up for Sanford, and it may be too large for him to wear at this point just because he has lost so much weight. But it's still the old heavy cotton, but it's not at all lined, so it's not going to be a very warm jacket.
I had a set of insulated Carhartts.
And then when I moved and I lived in New England, LL Bean was the place to get your outdoor gear, and it was originally structured for hunters and outdoorsmen, And that is no longer the case. I would no longer recommend LL Bean as a place to shop.
The only thing that Rita and I have gotten from LL Bean that's been worth a damn, and it was way too expensive, was last year for Christmas. Rita got me their Sherpa lined men's bathrobe,
Mm-hmm.
Which is I spent most of this morning in it. It's a damn fine piece of kit for the winter. It really is. It costs too much, but it's
that's Bean these days.
Yeah.
They cost too much.
You're paying for the name.
I don't know if they're still honoring the lifetime guarantee, but I mean, I had Bean gear that was older than my parents, and I was wearing it as hand-me-downs when I was a teenager.
She mentioned earlier, I had a set of Carhartt insulated coveralls for when things really went south and you're mucking out. The Carhartt insulated coveralls are great. Just trust me on this.
Yeah.
And somewhere in one of my mini moves, they went agley. I might have given them to another cowboy. I don't know. I lost my Carhartt. I could not find my Carhartt insulated coveralls. So when I picked up that piece of garbage, I was looking at Carhartts, and my legs aren't much bigger than they were back in the 90s when I was riding horses all the time. I'm doing squats, and I can't fit my legs into the legs. I can't fit my legs into the legs of the coveralls. Since when was a good idea to make slim fit coveralls?
Slim fit jeans in general
skinny leg coveralls are stupid.
Skinny leg jeans in general are stupid, but I mean, they don't ask our opinion. And,
no.
And as somebody said, hipsters and yuppies ruined, and it doesn't matter which brand it is. Once something becomes popular, and then you get the knockoffs start happening, the brand itself sells out, and I mean, which is great for the founder of a brand. They sell off the company, they make their money, they walk away, and the next person starts with the bean counters of how can we cheap out.
This is my beater hat. It's a Rodeo King. Everybody see me wearing this damn thing. Rodeo King was the knockabout beater hat you wore for day-to-day use, right? I bought that for $109 several years ago. Then that idiot decided to run Mafia Cowboys Are Us on the Drag Chicken channel. And that Rodeo King now is $399.
Yep.
For $100 hat? No.
Kermit and Differs are having a conversation about lunch. If you're out of lunch meat, there's always tuna salad.
Okay.
With stuffed crust pizza and a little gumption, any jeans can become skinny jeans. You're not wrong. When jeans are skinnier, you are.
the skinny jeans for men is stupid. If I do not mind seeing tights on the ladies. I don't. I've got a Y chromosome and a healthy appreciation for skinny jeans on the ladies. I went Rocky hunting, which is a cowboy term. Have RK explain it to you. I went Rocky hunting at rodeos more than once.
I am going to temper that with skinny jeans on the right person are not a bad thing. Both male and female, but there are very, very few males that can pull that off, and they're really not my aesthetic either. But there are women that I would rather not see wandering around in tights. Thank you very much.
Spent many a rodeo happily Rocky hunting. Anyway, when the tactical pant industry started making skinny pants, I lost all faith in a whole bunch of people.
Just don't mix the PB&J and tuna.
That tuna, no.
Yeah, I think once something becomes trendy, it's really hard for it to stay what it started out as.
Yeah.
The conversation that I saw recently, and I'm a complete outsider to this whole thing, so I don't really have a dog in the fight, but the thing about Dungeons and Dragons and Stranger Things, which Stranger Things on Netflix
I haven't seen any of it.
I haven't seen any of it either, but I was aware that it brought Dungeons and Dragons back into mainstream, which I thought was not necessarily a bad thing because new generation, and it's fun to see the kids get excited about geeky stuff.
Yes,
Um,
stuff that I was excited about.
and it sounds like the what I'm seeing people talk about is that first season was good, second season was okay, and third season is no, absolutely not. And that seems to be the trend that things follow is that they start out really well and then they go past what was planned. I see this in book series too.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't necessarily watch a whole bunch of TV, although I binged through a bunch of Perry Mason seasons, and about season 4 got bored and wandered off because there was a lot of let's do this again. And it wasn't designed to be binge watched. It was designed, I mean, 4 seasons is 4 years. You've probably forgotten by the time you get to season 5.
When we redo the same, we redo the
We're going
plot
to go
3
back
times.
to season 1 and harvest the plot and use it again.
AKA Murder, She Wrote. Diary of the most successful serial killer in Hollywood.
I have not watched a huge amount of those.
I didn't watch any of it.
I saw some in reruns when I was a kid. We were at somebody else's house occasionally.
Still think Angela Lansbury was playing serial killer.
Yeah, no, it is funny. But and I see it with book series. So, I mean, the author will plan out the first book in great detail because that's they're going to pitch this to a publisher and give to a publisher or to readers, and once the readers want more, the author will get to the end of their what they had planned and then start scrambling. And it's funny because you can see that sometimes in a series, especially if you catch it after
A Song of Ice and Fire.
that's a big one. But I'm just thinking of recently, if I'm not feeling well, I will binge through like cozy mystery series. And I'll get to like book 4 or 5, and you can tell that the author is just either dialing it in or has lost the plot thread completely.
Apparently, the Southern Vampire Mysteries, whatever that bimbo's name was.
Cheyenne Harris? Is those?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Anyway.
Not ones I've read. So.
Apparently, it's fairly obvious she did not intend for it to be a series. Apparently, several of the characters' eyes change color throughout book to book.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you don't do a series Bible, I have trouble with this because then it can then you can lose track, definitely. But that's one of the things that I really have to do for a couple of my series. But it's also, I think, sequels are hard. I mean, you write the first story, and unless you have a whole
unless you have Jim Butcher, you plot out 21 volumes of sadness.
Well,
how can I torture Harry Dresden for 21 books?
Yeah, I enjoy the Dresden Files, or I did up until a certain point, and I haven't read a lot of the more recent ones just because that's partly.
I haven't read the last 2. I want to. I love. After about book 4, I love the Dresden series, Dresden Files, and
I enjoyed even the first couple of books.
I enjoyed him, but he didn't hit his stride as a writer until about the 4th or 5th book.
I completely agree.
And the last 2, I really want to read. I have to carve out time.
I think I'm like 5 back. What I've read.
I'm up to the.
We own them. I just haven't read them.
I need to carve out time, which short supply these days.
Yours is a really short supply because you're reading novel submissions for Raconteur Press.
Sometimes twice because I forget what I wrote, what I read. And
that's not a good sign.
No.
We maybe shouldn't accept one that you have to read twice because you forgot it the first time.
No, it's not the author's fault. It's me massively not getting sleep and up to my gonads and gators.
Oh, BK Gibson says Christopher, I'm gonna mispronounce his name, sorry, Ruccio, is nailing the end of his 7-book series. Another one that nailed the end of his series is Fred Hughes, our friend and fellow author. He wrote a book 9 that ended the series emphatically and, according to Sanford, very well. And
Oh,
Sanford rarely compliments authors that highly.
well done.
So I haven't read those myself. They're not really my cup of tea, but I like Fred. So at some point when I have time, I will try to get through those. But it's like Alma Boykin is going to be wrapping up her Familiar series.
Oh,
She
that's
just
that's a pity.
It is and it isn't. I get what she's saying. She's basically
Wrap it up
going
on a high
to
note, on a high, with the high point in
exactly,
the arc.
and she has planned, I think, one or two more books in the Familiar generations because she started out with the Familiars, and then she has now where she's talking about the next generation and even into grandchildren of some of the original characters, and you get to a point where you have to make decisions about how long do I
Yeah.
play this out. Will the plot arc sustain more books? And more critically, we're getting to the point where some of the original characters have aged enough to be getting to the point where they would die. And that is very tricky to navigate in a more light fiction book. I mean, I would not call those cozies, but they are very comforting reads. They're very family oriented.
How many books does Alma have out?
I have no idea.
That woman is a writing machine.
Yes. I know that the last Familiar Generations was book 10
In that series.
in that series.
In that trilogy.
And the last Shikari book was book 7
In that
trilogy. Series. And I don't know how many she's up to with the Merchant and Empire series. And there's a couple of other series that I haven't even caught up with because there are a lot. It's like trying to read MCA Hogarth's main series, which is 42 books long at this point, and I'm just like, where do I even start to get into that? That's the trouble with
42.
42. That's the trouble with really long series. Either you have books like, I'm trying to remember who it is.
That's not a series. That's a magazine subscription.
I'm trying to remember the author, very popular men's adventure westerns that had like 400 in the series.
Louis L'Amour?
No, it wasn't Louis L'Amour because it was actually a series. I don't think it was Mac Bolan, but something on that kind of line.
Mac Bolan.
Max Brand, Mac Bolan, something really huge series, but you didn't have to start at the beginning. Mm-hmm. It was basically jump in wherever
you there were
a
bunch of men's adventure in the 80s.
William Johnstone sounds about right. Thank you, Robert.
There were a bunch of men's adventure in mm-hmm. The 80s, 70s, and 80s. Nick Carter, Mac Bolan, The Destroyer, that were the pulpy goodness churned out by anonymous in-house authors who had a formula and just wrote.
And there were a lot of people, and this was a whole thing on Twitter recently, that I did not engage with because the original guy that was losing his mind and saying that you cannot reliably produce 5 to 6 novels in a year, and myself and a bunch of other people were like, you don't know much about the history of publishing, do you? Especially not pulp, because then Deej isn't on here, but he would instantly be able to name the guy that used to write a million words a year reliably for many years. And this guy is going on and on and on about how you can't write that fast because and the pulp authors were publishing their first drafts. There was no editing going on or revisions. And I'm like, again,
it's pulp.
Just because you have inadequacies, honey, doesn't mean everybody else shares them.
I'm here to tell y'all.
I wanted to be very catty, and I wasn't.
I'm here to tell y'all that an accomplished, driven author, can do 4,000 to 5,000 words a day. It ain't that. It's not actually that hard.
I can do 4,000 to 5,000 hours words a day.
It's actually, if you're driven and you have a place to write, it's once you get up and running. 5,000 words a day when I've actually got an office and my mind is clear and I'm writing. 5,000 words a day is my minimum.
Yeah, I mean, I've been actually deliberately capping myself at about 4,000 words a day because I don't want to risk repetitive stress injuries. And the idea is that I have other things I need to work on a given day. So I'm writing for about 4 or 5 hours, which is about what it takes me to produce that many thousand
Mhm.
words. I'm doing a couple of hours of marketing. I'm doing a couple of hours of rack press time, and then in theory, I also have a life. Um,
So when
so
guys, I'm telling you, huh, when I'm writing 5,000 words a day, that was from 10 at night to 2 in the morning when everything was quiet. In 4 hours, I can get out five. I can get 4 to 5,000 words out.
mhm.
It ain't difficult. 5,000 words a day for 30 days is I can't math.
Now that's the other thing I'm doing.
150,000 words.
Yeah,
That's 150,000 words a month.
which
That's
is
2 novels.
that is, and I would say that um, trying to write 7 days a week is a bad idea.
Yeah,
I've been
not a good idea.
I've been taking my weekends off because that's when, in theory, I can do bigger projects, cooking the whole gang supper, or house projects above and beyond the usual maintenance house cleaning. And yeah, I have something large scrabbling around in my attic. That's a house project for this weekend. I don't know what it is. I haven't gotten up there, but it is definitely bigger than a mouse.
Am I allowed to say coon?
I have my suspicions.
It's either coon or possum.
Yeah, that would be that's my thought. Is I haven't gotten up in the attic yet, and I will, because I need to get up there and not only figure out how to get them to vacate
Figure how they got in there to begin with.
and figure out how they got in there, and then cover that so that they can't do it again.
I don't know. A good sized field rat could sound like a 20-pound coon.
Uh, I would say that whatever is up there is maybe house cat sized, but it could be a rat. We know there was a rat up there at one point because when we bought the house and inspected the attic, there was a carcass, dried and flat. So houses. This is what you get when you have a house.
When you're a homeowner, there's a whole different level of fuckery.
Well, to be fair, I mean, house is shelter, and cold weather was coming, and the little creatures are like shelter.
Yeah.
I just don't want to share my shelter with them.
I don't want to share my shelter
and
with
a
hantavirus carrier.
And I have cats. I don't want their fleas and whatever else they're dragging in. Yeah. Okay, that's got to be a really rough transition, moving from house to.
I didn't realize
apartment.
y'all were going to independent living.
She's talked about it a few times on Facebook recently. I've seen, so it's gonna be a rough transition.
I work at an independent living place, so
He knows.
yeah. Trust me, I get to see it every day.
When we bought the house that we did, one of the things I was thinking about was not wanting. I didn't want stairs because you get to a certain age and your knees are just like, nope, no more stairs. And the size of the house mattered. I needed something that was big enough to do the entertaining, but not so large that I was going to be overwhelmed with housekeeping.
I don't know if y'all realize this, but our dual center of entertaining is Jim's house and Cedar's house.
Mm-hmm.
And Rita, one, likes doing girl things with Cedar.
That's fun.
So next week, and she likes Cedar's kitchen, which is much better than ours. So next weekend, Rita's going to show up all giggly at Cedar's house and start cooking in the kitchen. So
we will have fun.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes, we will have a lot of fun. And this is, I mean, whenever I'm house hunting, which I've had to do a few times in my life, the first thing that I look at in a house is the kitchen. I can make almost anything else work as long as the kitchen is adequate to my needs and preferably nice.
Yeah.
But my idea of nice is evidently not what most modern designers consider nice, because looking at some modern house plans and layouts, no. What were you thinking? Absolutely not.
And much like Cedar and Rita too. Rita and I are looking at a house. We go to the kitchen and start looking around because there's a work triangle or workflow you have to have in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And the second I look is how defendable is it, which Rita finds weird. I don't find it weird, but Rita does. Rita goes for how cute it is. I go for how defensible it is. I like upstairs bedrooms because you can chuck a grenade down the stairs and they can't throw it back with. I'm sorry, that was too much information, wasn't it?
No, that makes sense. And if I had more space around the house, I'd have better cleared field of fire. But as it is, growing the hedges so that we have privacy is a priority. Versus, and people can't necessarily see into the house easily. Um, but with Sanford's knees and back, not having stairs was very important. I mean, so my kitchen is really long and narrow because it's actually a kitchen and a breakfast nook.
Hmm?
And the breakfast nook is what I turned into my baking corner. So I have my Hoosier cabinet there and a butcher block table that's also used as a workspace. And because I am what I am, I have all my stuff hung on the walls so that I can just grab it. Because if I put it in a drawer, I forget it exists, and then I buy it again, and then I have three of whatever that thing happened to be.
It's just one house that Rita wanted so bad that we it just wasn't in the cards at the time. It's Vicky's parents bought it.
Mm.
And it has this lovely upstairs bedroom. And I said, I want this house. Got upstairs bedroom. She says, why does the upstairs bedroom? One, the kitchen's great, and two, it's got upstairs bedroom. Why? I said, because assaulting upstairs is a fucking nightmare. And Rita looked at me for a long time, patted me, and went off to talk to the realtor about it without me.
There was a house we looked at I really, really liked. Sanford did not, and he had good reasons. Two major good reasons. One, it was about a half a mile away from a very large industrial park, and he said it's going to stink in summer.
Yeah.
And second is it was actually fairly close to the bank of a river, and by bank of a river I mean 20-foot drop into the
probably on the
the Little
too.
Miami River. Oh, we were well above the floodplain at that, but that what he was worried about was erosion from the river encroaching in closer and closer to the house over decades. I mean, it would have. We're talking. It's not going to be a quick process, but still, if you buy a house you plan to live in for the rest of your life, you got to think about these things.
Well, no, she was talking about hanging stuff on the walls. I prefer to hang stuff on the walls because Rita loves all clad. That's her kitchen pots and pans are all clad. Mine are Le Creuset, whatever the hell it is, Staub, and any other cast iron I can buy for $5 at a yard sale.
And which is rarely Le Creuset or Staub.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
I've occasionally.
Yeah. But I like my enameled cast iron and regular cast iron, and they don't do well in drawers.
No, I have the cast iron wall where we actually installed a wood sheathing, tongue and groove sheathing, to build in the support for what I wanted to do, which was to hang most of my cast iron. There are things that don't hang well. My big enamel cast iron Dutch oven lives in a cupboard because it's not hanging on that wall real well. And because there's safety issues for lifting things off and down for me. So I have to compensate a little bit with what works for my puny little arms.
I've got a Bayou cast iron. Is it Bayou? It's a Cajun company, Bayou Ironworks or something. And they've got a 3-gallon jambalaya pot.
Ooh.
And I got it for $5 at a yard sale. My brother's had it for 15 years. Want my jambalaya pot back.
If you've seen the big green, you have, because that's what I did the Corellian ragu in. The big green enamel, that's a 12-quart. So, and it is heavy. But if I'm feeding the whole group, and that Corellian ragu fed a lot of people. We had a 18, 19 that day. I think it was 19 if we counted 20, the baby.
Actually. 19 or 20, actually.
Yeah, but the baby didn't really count. He wasn't eating.
I'm a big fan.
But yeah, that was good.
My favorite, my very favorite is an 11-inch double-handled skillet, which is my very favorite cooking. Cooking. I can cook.
You can cook pretty much anything. Yeah.
It's got a real glass lid. Bought it at a yard sale. Price it online.
Yard sales and estate sales are great for that. sometimes, because estate sales these days are generally running, the companies that run them are selling stuff online as well as, or they're catering to, and they know it, people who are going to buy stuff and resell it online.
And I know
So they know what the prices are, and they're going to price just below that generally. But the big estate sale thing in this area, I'll only go on like serious discount day because the prices the rest of the time aren't worth it.
Rita's got a real good relationship with the guy that runs that,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
she'll go at 75% off, and then
Yep.
she'll cut his throat. She can teach Berbers how to negotiate. Holy crap, that little thing!
Well, if I go on 75% off day, the reaction I generally get from people is, "We don't want it, take it away."
Get rid of it.
Especially with books, I find that I can generally get a really good deal then.
I don't typically find good deals at estate sales and yard sales on books. Where I find the good deals are on the antique stores downtown.
Yes.
The resale stores down.
Alley Cat has that one booth that's yeah. I actually, do you know there's a booth in Alley Cat where the guy specializes in like Western history and Texian?
I did not.
Yeah. So if you are in the big book booth and you turn and go around the corner a few booths, coming back up towards the checkout counter, back behind all the clutter, there are shelves on the back wall. And it was like I found a half a history of the Texas Rangers there, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I haven't tapped into, but sorely tempted to spend way too much. The thing with books at estate sales is you've got to remember that most people are not readers.
Yeah.
Much less researchers. I have been to one estate sale here in Texas where the guy was very obviously a bit of a scholar. As Sanford said, one of us. The problem is that I went on like opening day because there was something specific I was looking for. And the books were all a little high priced, and I didn't go back on markdown day because I was busy. Wish I had, because there were definitely some books there that I would have liked to have scooped up if they were still hanging around.
We've actually had, Rita used to sit and read twice a week for a very rich little old lady who had vision issues, and she loved to read.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell she loved to read because of the books.
Yeah.
And that was the only time that, when she finally passed, that estate sale was the only time I didn't find entertaining books, but I found good books. And I found letters in books that were even better.
Yeah. Yeah, I like finding the ephemera inside books.
There was one of them was she was one of the heiresses to the Wagner fortune, the Wagner Ranch fortune, and there was a letter in one of the books from a assistant editor in New York who later became a very, very famous science fiction publisher. But as a letter, as a junior editor, this lady sent a very polite rejection notice to Electra Wagner. And we had the original typewritten on onion skin paper. It's like, that's mine. Mine. And he said, "Why are you buying that?" I said, "Because it's got letter in it." Just fold it up and stuff inside.
Yep. And that's the thing, is you never know what you're going to find. I mean, some of these books are obviously, they've been on the shelf for decades.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm sure when I pass, my library will be similarly, because I, at this point, have far more books than I can read or have read.
Same thing will happen in your library and my library that happens in estate sales.
Mm-hmm.
Is the estate sales get everything the family doesn't want.
Right.
So the entertaining books that Meemaw had get snatched up by the family, and the estate sales get what nobody in the family wanted. That's why estate sales they're not the best place to look for good books.
It really depends. It really does. But yeah, generally no. Actually, I took Deej to, I think the name of the store is Recycled Books, Records, and something.
Oh, in Denton?
In Denton. It's the big purple building.
The big purple building in the courthouse square.
He'd never been there before.
Did he leave his heart there?
A little bit, I think, and was going to bust his budget because I hadn't warned him ahead of time. I surprised him with it. since I was driving, I could do that. And it's so much fun to surprise somebody with
Oh yes.
with something like that. But no, we hit the back wall of the building is all science fiction and fantasy,
Oh,
and their pulps are very reasonably priced.
it's a turn of the last century Texas courthouse square commercial building that in the last 100+ years has become many things.
Yes.
So there are nooks and crannies. It is the working definition of Terry Pratchett's L space.
Yes.
You can walk every time I go there, I find a hall that wasn't there last time.
Yes. I told Deej when we went in, I'm like, I have never yet been up into the loft in the back corner. So we went up in the loft, which was classics and contemporary fiction. Um, the classics was really interesting, and I found a Neville Shute and a book that I snatched immediately before even looking at the price, which was The Friendship of H. Rider Haggard and Rudyard Kipling. And I was like, I did not know this. I need this. It's only $15.
They've got really great prices
They
there.
do. And the other place I hadn't been was into the basement. And we only lightly touched on the basement because the basement's full of the history books, which I did not realize, or I would have been down there before. Oh my gosh, yes, I have got to go back soon.
I went down
with more money.
Past where the bathroom was, went down the hall of the bathroom. At the end of the hall, I go in the bathroom. I come out, and the hall makes a left. Mm-hmm. I will swear wasn't there before. Before I went in there, all of a sudden, start hearing books whispering to you. You need to leave.
Yeah, no, it's
a lovely place, but kind of scary.
If you just go all the way into the back, there's a couple of rooms that split off, and like natural history is back there. So I had found that. I didn't even go there this time, but you can't see the whole book in one trip, not unless you're planning to spend the entire day there. Although Denton being what it is, because it's a university town, which explains some things about this bookstore as well, by the way. Any used bookstore in a big university town generally has some good stuff.
Yes.
But there's also some really nice little food places on the courtyard.
Yes, there are. And there's a great little coffee place. It's not Starbucks.
No, I've been in there. That is a nice place.
Should be there on Empanada Day. Ooh. There's an Argentinian grandmother that makes X number of empanadas, and they sell until they go away. And last time we were there, they went away in 14 minutes. You were lined up to get empanadas.
It's a good place where if you wanted to do it, you could plan to spend the entire day there. Just drive down, park in probably the parking garage, because I was on street parking for 2-hour parking. I didn't have time for more than that.
I don't know that they enforce 2-hour parking either.
It probably depends on how busy they are. But yeah, park in the parking garage and just like wander around the square, shop, eat. Yeah.
There's a very old generational cowboy hat store on the square. I think that's in Denton.
I think that's in Decatur.
Decatur might be in Decatur.
And Bigger's hats.
I get the two.
And Bigger's isn't on the square anymore. They moved. Yeah, just in the last couple of years. I know.
And unfortunately,
I think
Denton,
they outgrew the space.
Sweetie Pie's Ribeyes is...
That's also Decatur.
Fuck.
And they are closing.
Closed. Fuck.
So
they are moving to the Metro Mess, which makes me cry.
There's some really nice restaurants in Denton.
Yes, there are.
Denton has a couple of big universities. I'm not even going to attempt to tell which ones they are.
UT.
I know there's the Women's University is there, which is no longer, it's co-ed now. It's
University of North Texas, I think. And then
University of North Texas and Women's University, I think. So there's a lot of sprawl around Denton.
It's basically North Dallas now.
And it's a bedroom community of just Dallas in general. It was one of the places I was looking at houses when I was thinking I was going to be stuck having to live in the Metro Mass. And I was even looking as far out as Decatur, because Decatur's another half an hour out. So
UNT actually has a world-class, and I don't use that phrase lightly, music program. There's a lot of current record-breaking, headlining opera singers that got their start at the UNT opera program, where Rita was apparently a star. The number of people on Facebook that are going, opening at the Met, where's Rita? Is just, you should hear that girl sing.
So the 76, it's actually 72 ounce steak challenge is in Amarillo, and
and
it's not
no,
actually a very good cut, I've been
it's a
told.
roast. It's a
It's,
roast.
I mean, it's not something I would ever attempt.
There are much better steakhouses in Amarillo. I mean, if you want to go to the Big Texan and try the 72-ounce steak, that's fine. It's not. It's a roast.
Yeah,
It's
it
basically
would
just
have
a
to be.
big roast. Um, and it's. I mean, if you like meat, it's definitely 72 ounces of meat. But there are much better steakhouses in Amarillo. That it's a tourist trap with all of the pros and cons of a tourist trap.
Yep. You know what? We are getting to the close to the end of our hour here.
Holy crap!
I think we might have things to talk about. Do we have things to talk about?
Oh,
So Tiffany Ross, who's on
yes,
in the
blood
chat,
diamonds.
her book Blood Diamonds is out in
First one's out.
serial.
First serial's out,
The
right?
first serial is live, and you can pre-order the other two serials, or you can wait until the end of the month, December 26th, and just buy the novel outright. If you get the serials and the novel, you get all of the lovely illustrations that I had so much fun creating for this one. Um, and yeah, Kermit, pull the other one. It's got bells on. Um,
Each show is under a different set of categories.
I did not do that on purpose. The categories were all supposed to be the same, but it's Amazon. Amazon has developed this lovely little trick of deciding where it's going to put things, which aren't necessarily where I told them to put things.
The actual quote is Amazon has developed this little trick of pissing Ian off. Happens a lot.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. We've got Daggers and Dark Powers is officially completely out. Paperbacks available. Ebook
and it's
is
got
available.
An absolutely fantastic
yes,
review.
Very enthusiastic review from an early reader. So that we are to the point now where we can do advanced review copies. So if you have an established review blog or review YouTube channel where you do book reviews, you can reach out to Rack Press, and you might score yourself an advanced reader copy, particularly for our novels and our boys' books. We're looking for
all we want is an honest review.
Honest review. We will provide with an e-arc. So
and then let us know where the review is so we can pimp it out.
Yes, absolutely. We will drive traffic happily right back to your whatever it is. Because there's a lot of people that do YouTube these days, and I actually been thinking about that, doing some book reviews on my YouTube channel. Only they'll be odd books because I don't really read the latest and greatest, so I'm not sure.
If I had a couple extra hours of the day, I might, but I don't have any extra hours in the day.
Weird trope anthology, 900-year-old Jewish granny vampire.
Vampires are done.
Oddly specific.
Vampires are done.
Vampires are probably
done
not. Well, yes, we are not doing a vampire anthology. Let me put it there.
I would like to happily point out that there are two short stories of mine where I do vampires dirty because I'm tired of vampires.
I still think that vampire is, as a character in a story that's focused on something else, because they're part of folklore and mythology.
Yes.
You can't completely...
Not the modern vampires.
Oh, no.
Vampires are terrifying.
No sparkly vampires.
They are not snuggly, dark romance. And that's why I do them dirty in at least two short stories. I'm writing one that's going to do zombies dirty. I'm tired of zombies too.
So we have open calls for the boys' books, boys' adventure novels. We're a little backed up on reading those, but we are still having an open call. It just might take us a couple months to get back to you. We're not as slow as Trad Pub, but we're a little slower than we want to be.
I'm discovering, Trad Pub doesn't need to be as slow as it is, but I understand why it's slow. Damn.
Yeah. Well, once we get to the point where we've accepted stuff, we're moving pretty quick. And you will have a schedule that will tell you all the things because Donna has a schedule.
If people would buy Racktour Press books to the point I could pay my staff a salary and then later on pay me a salary, so this is all I do, things would move a little quicker. Having to work a second and third job just kind of suck.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, I still have Wonderland is out there. It's not doing as well as I would like. However, it's under a pen name, and it is, and I know you were laughing at me last time, but it is actually darker than my usual stuff. You haven't read it. You don't know.
Dark for Cedar.
Oh,
Cedar,
so
sweetheart, your version of dark is cute.
probably.
My version of dark thinks it's cute.
Oh,
What else we got?
upcoming we have Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley, which goes live the 26th. That's our robot automaton.
I think it goes. One of them. We have two left this year.
High
Uncanny
Class
Valley and High Cost Muscle, which is the last of the pinup noir series, but this time it's for the gentlemen.
For the guys.
And as far as upcoming books, we've got Blood Diamonds and Chris Nuttall's boys book.
That's it, the boys
which
book.
is the second in the Boys Own Starship series. So that's Crash Landing, and that will be coming out sometime in the near future. I have no brain, so I can't give you an exact.
What's the one about? What's the title about Mr. Glimmer?
Yes, The Weird Map and Mr. Glim's Skull.
Okay.
We are all looking forward to that. That book is.
If the Weird Map and Mr. Glim's Skull Boys Adventure doesn't sell like hotcakes, I'm going to be disappointed in you guys.
Oh, it is. As soon as people find it and read it, that story is fantastic.
Just the title is if it doesn't, I mean, if young boys 12 to 14 don't see Mr. Glim's Skull and snatch that up like hotcakes, I'm going to be worried.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's British. So Mallory, the author that writes it, he writes with a one name, a mononym. He is based in Britain, and so he's writing what he knows. But I don't think American kids are going to have any trouble at all getting into this story with these kids. There's a little weird inventor stuff going on. There's tinkering.
If they enjoyed Harry Potter, they're going to enjoy
but this one's science fiction. So,
yeah, but
if they're familiar with like the Britishisms from Harry Potter, things like torch instead of flashlight, they will have absolutely no problem with it. Chris Nuttall does the same thing.
Yep.
He's British. So I mean, between Chris and Mallory and Dave Freer, we've got quite the international cadre of authors.
We've got this. We've got a little girl.
We are diverse.
We've got this little girl, and I use that term quite deliberately, living in outer Gostarkia, Uzbekistan, or
something like that, yeah,
or Tajiristan, or
she's in a really weird place of the world, and she can write.
She can friggin' write,
girl. I think she's in Daggers and Dark Powers. She was in the Mercenaries, because Nick was just raving about her, and so yeah, no, definitely. Yeah,
she's out in like Uzbekistan or Waziristan or something. Somewhere where it doesn't look like she gets consistent internet access.
We have noted that.
We have definitely noted it.
Yeah,
but she's a hell of a writer, and we need a book from her. She's like 16.
One step at a time. Let the little writer grow. All right, folks. On that note, we have wasted more than an hour of your time, and
14 people on, only 11 liked us. I don't know why we bothered to do these.
I'm going to just give you the mom look, the disappointed mom look. So, all right, folks, we will see you on this coming Tuesday. It will probably be the two of us again.
Yeah.
Because Jim is actually traveling home that day.
He's currently out in Mordor visiting family behind enemy lines.
He is enjoying being able to see all of his kids and grandkids and have some wonderful family time, which is what we would like for all of you to have for this upcoming holiday season.
It's the holiday season. So. And do me a favor, stop doom scrolling.
Yes.
Turn off the news, stop doom scrolling. Just do things that uplift the spirits. Uplift your spirit. Go be with family.
If you need to be on the internet, curate your feeds so that, as a photographer that I'm following on one of these calls it, be bloom scrolling, not doom scrolling. She's a nature photographer, so she's posting lots of pictures of flowers, and I was like,
Just
I appreciate this.
it's the holiday season, folks. Stop doom scrolling. Do things that uplift the spirit. I was just before I came in here. I went and got some sodas, not realizing Cedar already brought some. And there's a bell ringer across the street at the red bucket bell ringers.
Yep.
And
Chuck something in the bucket.
I this year I'll pull 20 to ones, and Rita and I we hit those guys and we give tips.
Yeah.
I walked up and he's sitting there and he's ringing the bell. I walked up and took $1 and said, "Merry Christmas, brother," and he started crying.
Yeah.
Go say nice things to more people.
Yep.
It's the holiday season. Stop doom scrolling.
It's cold season. Go through your coat closets, thin out warm clothing that you haven't been wearing for the last few years, and donate it to your local charity. Not the big charities, with the possible exception of Salvation Army, but your local churches will probably have clothing closets and food pantries. Find your local charities and give something to them because they can use it.
As soon as I can find a jacket for a working man, somebody's about to get a denim blanket lines piece of. No doom scrolling. No doom scrolling. Uplifting the spirit.
Wish him luck, and yes, we will see you guys next week. And in the meantime,
Tuesday.
think happy thoughts.
Be safe, guys.